Taiwan, it is the semiconductor superpower of the modern world, but behind the curtain of its success, Taiwan is facing a demographic crisis so rapid that it threatens a potential societal collapse within the coming years. This is the story of how a nation can be at the peak of its power while simultaneously standing on the edge of a demographic cliff. The story begins with a single devastating number, a historically low birth rate. To maintain a stable population, a country needs a fertility rate of 2.1 children per woman. For years, Taiwan has been well below that number, but recently it has fallen off a cliff. In 2023, Taiwan's fertility rate hit a catastrophic low of 0.87. That number is so low, it's hard to comprehend. It means that a generation of 100 people will be replaced by a generation fewer than 42. That isn't a slow leak. That's potentially losing 60% of a population over a lifetime. In 2019, Taiwan officially hit the death cross, the point where more people die than are born each year, and it has not looked back. Since peaking in population from over 23.6 million, their population is just 23.1 million today, and that decline is accelerating every single year. So you might be thinking, well, maybe their economy is good, but that's where you might be wrong. From 2021 to 2024, Taiwan's economy didn't grow at all, where its GDP was actually higher in 2021 than 2024. But that doesn't tell the full story, because any growth that they do have is driven almost entirely by one sector: semiconductors. The global demand for chips during the pandemic made Taiwan's economy look really strong, but this masks a sickness, and that is the reliance on a single industry. It's estimated that the semiconductor sector, led by the tech giant TSMC, accounts for nearly 20% of Taiwan's entire GDP, where TSMC saw its stock more than triple from a low of around 62 in 2022 to roughly $200 today. And now TSMC's market cap of $900 billion is higher than all of Taiwan's GDP for the year of 2024 of about $780 billion. The reality is, when you have a one-cylinder economy, any problem with that cylinder is a catastrophe. But the real problems are happening away from the factory floor. They're happening in the wallets of ordinary people, which explains why the cradles are empty. The number one reason: the crushing cost of housing. In the capital city of Taipei, the property price to income ratio surpassed 16-to-1, meaning the average worker would need to save for 16 years without spending a single dollar on anything else just to afford a home. This makes family formation a fantasy for millions. But it's not just about money, it's about time and energy. Taiwan is notorious for a grueling work culture. The pressure to succeed starts in childhood, with a vast majority of students attending after-school cram schools or bushibans just to keep up. This high-pressure environment continues into adulthood. The average Taiwanese employee works over 2,000 hours a year, one of the highest figures in the developed world, and it leaves little time or energy to even think about raising a family. So we have a toxic combination of high costs, intense work pressure, and a demographic time bomb that is going off. With so few young people, the population is aging at a terrifying rate. In 2025, Taiwan is projected to officially become a super-aged society, where more than 20% of its population is over the age of 65. And this puts impossible strain on a pension system and healthcare. The dependency ratio is collapsing. In 2022, there were 4 working age adults for every senior citizen. By 2040, that ratio is expected to be just 2-to-1. And the signs of collapse are everywhere. Across the island, schools are being closed and consolidated because there are not enough children to fill them. And this creates a doom loop. As services leave rural areas, the remaining young people are forced to migrate to impossibly expensive cities, and it hollows out the countryside and makes the urban housing crisis even worse, making it impossible to start families for the young generation. And all this is happening under an immense geopolitical threat as well. The nation's strength is not just its economy, but its people. Taiwan needs a well-funded military to deter aggression from China, but a shrinking population also means a shrinking pool of potential military conscripts. An aging society puts enormous pressure on government budgets, making it harder to fund the advanced weaponry and defense strategies needed for survival. Taiwan's defense budget is estimated to reach a record 3% of its GDP in 2025, and it's a necessary burden that its shrinking and aging workforce somehow needs to support. The semiconductor shield, as powerful as it is, cannot protect Taiwan from its own demographic realities forever. What happens when the current AI-driven chip boom plateaus? What happens when other countries who want to secure their own supply chain start building their own manufacturing for their national security? An economy built on a single pillar is fundamentally fragile. A society without a next generation cannot stand. And the story of Taiwan is a warning for the entire developed world, a vision of a future that is arriving faster than anyone could have predicted. It shows that immense technological and economic success can be a mask for a society that is slowly dying from within. The empty cradles of today are creating the empty factories, the empty homes, and the empty wallets of tomorrow. The real challenge for Taiwan isn't about building the next generation of microchips. It's about whether it can build the next generation of people. So how do you see Taiwan's demographic crisis playing out? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and please consider liking and subscribing. This has been Blinded by Logic. Thanks for watching.